Hi there everyone, my name is Dominic Graham and I first began working with the European Parkinson's Disease Association, or EPDA, back in 2000, nearly 20 years ago. Wow, my first day seems like yesterday, I have to say. But we are delighted to have been invited by PD Warrior to speak to you today, on World Parkinson's Day no less, and to take part in this wonderful Insight into Parkinson's Summit. We believe this event is a great occasion for anyone impacted by Parkinson's to connect with different stakeholders from around the world from the comfort of their own homes. There are important Parkinson's congresses all over the place, but the reality is that not everyone is able to travel or afford to go to them. So Insight is a great opportunity for a global Parkinson's community to communicate and learn from each other in a new way. So happy World Parkinson's Day, everyone, and I hope you have an inspiring and active day. Okay, so I'm now going to talk to you for about 20 minutes about the importance of the international Parkinson's community working together for the greater good, about the importance of uniting together to achieve our aims. On the one hand, the international Parkinson's community is now more united than ever, thanks in large part to the technological advances that enable us all to talk to each other in real time wherever we are in the world. This Insight Summit is one such example, but there are countless others, such as social media, blogs, and live streaming. And it could be argued by some, definitely not all, that patients are very lucky to live in today's modern world. Whichever side of the fence you sit, there is still so much more that we can do together and that we should be doing. And I hope this presentation will give you a flavour of the EPDA's ethos and history, of working together with the hope that it will inspire everyone to look beyond their own backyard and see what we can do as a united Parkinson's community. The EPDA, for those of you who do not know, is the only European umbrella Parkinson's organisation. Our 30-odd members are national Parkinson's organisations that span 27 European countries, ranging from the UK with its vast resources and impressive ambition to the smaller voluntary organisations that do all they can to keep afloat from one year to the next. The EPDA was created in 1992, that's 27 years ago, and it was a very different world back then. There was a real need for the EPDA because at this time there was really no sense of international unity for people with Parkinson's in Europe or around the world. There was no internet, don't forget, no World Parkinson Congress. So how would a Parky in Birmingham in the UK talk to another Parky in Amsterdam in the Netherlands? Or someone in Alaska for that matter talking to someone in Australia? And how did Parkys find out about the developments that were taking place around the world? For example, the new Parkinson's nurses that were being trialled in the UK. The answer was they didn't, or it would certainly have taken weeks or months or years for the word to get around. On top of the technological limitations, back in the 1990s, national organisations either hadn't formed yet or simply did their own thing. There was just not a focus on doing things together. So against this backdrop, over the next 15 minutes or so, we'll be talking to you about some of the key activities the EPDA has led in the international community over the last 25 years or so, and that are still having a huge impact today, not least World Parkinson's Day. You may be surprised to learn that it was in fact the EPDA that launched World Parkinson's Day back in 1997, but more of that in a little while. To begin with, let's take a look back at the Parkinson's community as it was about 30 years ago, and how the EPDA helped change things by working together. The EPDA has always been the voice for Parkinson's in Europe, and our vision has always been to enable all people with Parkinson's in Europe to live a full life while supporting the search for a cure. These are, I'm sure you'll agree, incredibly challenging ideals, and we realised early on that we would never achieve these ambitious goals on our own. We had to work together with others. The reason for this need to collaborate was the fact that in 1992 the Parkinson's community was in a different place, with neurologists and healthcare professionals taking the kudos and the limelight, and the voices of ordinary people with Parkinson's and their families and carers being relegated to the background. They were simply not seen and definitely not heard. It's hard to believe, but it's true, particularly in Europe. So one of the EPDA's early priorities was to try and change this reality. At this time, people with Parkinson's were not invited to international Parkinson's congresses. Our first task then was to bring them together from across Europe to listen to key opinion leaders about the latest developments in the treatment and management of their own disease. The EPDA held European conferences every 2 years from 1994 to 2004, from Scotland to Sweden to Spain to Austria to Slovenia. Our last conference was in Lisbon, Portugal in 2004, where sadly our lack of funding made it too difficult for us to continue. But thankfully the World Parkinson's Congress began in 2006, meaning people with Parkinson's and their carers did not miss out for too long. Crucially though, during this decade or so, the EPDA encouraged people with Parkinson's and their carers to participate from within the audience. People with severe dyskinesia were suddenly sitting next to neurologists and interacting with them for the first time. We opened the door for European people with Parkinson's to be seen and heard. That was a big deal. People, particularly healthcare professionals, said at the time, "It'll never work." Then at the next conference, more than 500 people with Parkinson's from a number of European countries turned up. This was new. Patient organisations had never taken a lead like this on this kind of scale. At the same time, our conferences helped educate the healthcare professionals too. Data collection was also a major focus for the EPDA in its first decade. The Global Parkinson's Disease Survey, which spanned 4 continents in 1997, proved to be the first ever global Parkinson's survey, and this was followed in 1998 by the Participation in Life survey, which involved 14 countries. These surveys generated evidence from people with Parkinson's from multiple countries for the first time about what constituted their own quality of life. This may seem trivial in today's globally connected environment, what with the internet and numerous technological advances, but back in the 1990s these activities were hugely significant. Our surveys revealed drug management was only a small part of the bigger picture. Instead, we generated real evidence that pain, sleep, constipation, and many other unknown symptoms, not considered to be important as the motor symptoms by healthcare professionals at the time, caused greater distress. Now, of course, they're universally known as non-motor symptoms, but these EPDA European and global surveys played a huge part in establishing their integral part in the disease process. The EPDA has continued to collect data ever since, and in 2010 we launched our biggest project yet, the Move for Change campaign, which consisted of 3 years of surveys that spanned 35 European countries, making it the widest ranging Parkinson survey to date as far as we're aware. Some of the consistent results we found across dozens of countries were simply shocking, highlighting the need for this sort of patient-led quality of life research. This early period really established the EPDA as a true mover and shaker in the world of Parkinson's, with 1997 proving a landmark year with the first ever World Parkinson's Disease Day, which launched on 11th of April. We decided to use James Parkinson's birthday as a focal point to encourage European Parkinson's organisations to raise awareness on the same day for the same cause. Countries had always had their own regional awareness periods, but there was no united day devoted to the disease. The World Health Organization backed the EPDA's World Parkinson's Day idea, and support came from countries all over the world as far as Hawaii. Spain and Italy even brought their dozens of independent and regional Parkinson's organisations together under respective confederations, and these new bigger organisations are still going strong today and have been EPDA members ever since. We helped the community embrace the concept of a unified Parkinson's community, and these are great achievements. And our early activities went a long way in raising awareness of the disease across Europe and beyond. Building on this theme, the EPDA is very proud of the fact that we have for years tried to shine a light on the many wonderful World Day activities that have been led by Parkinson's organisations, big and small, around the world. We don't think any other Parkinson's organisation has been so interested in showcasing other organisations' activities, especially in the pre-social media age. And our reason for doing this was again to try and encourage some sort of European and global cohesion, to encourage the sharing of good practices, because we've always believed strongly that the whole that we can create together is bigger than the sum of our individual parts. We are stronger when we work together, our voice gets louder. With this in mind, here are some of our personal favourite World Day memories from over the years, and hopefully you'll get a sense of how the awareness movement has grown since 1997. Fittingly, the inaugural World Parkinson's Day in 1997 set a pretty high standard as it gained the support of influential people around the world, including the Queen of England's sister, Princess Margaret, Princess Diana, UK Prime Minister John Major and Tony Blair, Pope John Paul II, and even Luciano Pavarotti. It was truly the first World Parkinson's Day, as countries in Europe and others as far away as Hawaii, Canada and New Zealand sent the EPDA news of their activities on 11th of April. In 2003, Muhammad Ali signed the EPDA's Parkinson's Disease Global Declaration on World Parkinson's Day. The Global Declaration urged governments around the world to make public awareness of Parkinson's a priority health challenge. Under the auspices of the World Health Organization, it was signed and supported by other high-profile global figures including Archbishop Desmond Tutu and Michael J. Fox. 2005 marked the 250th anniversary of James Parkinson's birth, and among the many celebrations, the Luxembourg Parkinson's Organisation launched the red tulip as the official symbol of the disease. Their campaign proved very effective and won the support of many high-profile individuals, including Queen Sylvia of Sweden. In 2006, Desmond Tutu, Archbishop Emeritus and winner of the Nobel Prize for Peace, signed the EPDA's Global Declaration. And in 2008, in a unique experiment, the Danish Parkinson's Organisation filled an apartment with thousands of polystyrene balls to produce a perfect simulation of obstacles and resistance to movement, demonstrating the difficulties of living with Parkinson's on a daily basis. Similar experiments have been done numerous times since, but as far as we are aware, this was the first time it was done. So they were some of the early World Day highlights, but during the last 10 years we've collected and shared an incredible range of stories about Parkinson's Group's activities from all over the world, all of which are of course entirely dependent on the organisation's budget and resources. Unity Walks are among the most impactful awareness activities for World Parkinson's Day, and most take the lead from the wonderful US Unity Walk in New York, which has been going on for about 30 years now. For example, the Parkinson's Association of Ireland has been organising Unity Walks in Dublin for the last 7 years, but others have popped up all over the world. In countries as far away as Ethiopia, India and Pakistan, campaigners have been calling for improved care and an end to the stigma that people with Parkinson's still have to face. Arts and creativity have also always been a key feature on World Parkinson's Day events around the world, and we've shared eclectic stories of painting exhibitions and musical plays in India, a special theatre play about Parkinson's in Greece, musical performances in China, poetry events in Estonia, and colourful social events with balloons and Chinese lanterns in Hungary and Romania. And let's not forget about exercise. We all know that physical activity is so important for people with Parkinson's, and it's not surprising then that a lot of World Parkinson's Day events feature exercise as a key part of the day, from dance classes in Brazil to Hasya yoga, that's laughing therapy, in Austria, from aerobic sessions in Malta to the various runs for Parkinson's that happen from Italy to Nepal. The call for everyone to keep moving is always loud and clear. And finally, we must mention the various awareness campaigns and education activities that are organised every year across the world with the joint participation of Parkinson's organisations, doctors, researchers and other important stakeholders. We've seen so many great examples of media and social media campaigns, lectures and conferences being carried out from the US to Spain and from the UK to Israel. Usually, national Parkinson's organisations succeed in getting their message out in the national media and often involve important political figures, including Princess Sheikha Anisa Al Sabah of the Kuwaiti royal family or Her Royal Highness Princess Beatrix from the Netherlands. These are just a few of our favourite examples of how World Parkinson's Day, established on 11th of April 1997 through a joint initiative between the EPDA and the World Health Organization, has come to mean so much to so many. Of course, its creation was twofold. Not only does it commemorate the birth of James Parkinson, but it also aims to generate unprecedented public awareness about the needs of people with Parkinson's and their carers. As these examples show, it is truly a huge day for the disease, a day of friends, of togetherness, of partnership and celebration. So much work has been done by the EPDA in that early in that early period, and all of it was linked to bringing Parkinson's groups and individuals together from across Europe and the wider world to generate data and raise the patient voice in the hope that things would change. And being honest, things can still improve on so many levels. That is why we still believe passionately that the Parkinson's community needs to unite across borders more than ever if the change we want is going to be achieved. It is with all this in mind then that in 2017 the EPDA and Parkinson's UK decided to launch a new, first of its kind global awareness campaign, #UniteForParkinsons. 2017 marked 200 years since the publication of Dr. James Parkinson's essay on the shaking palsy, as well as 20 years since the first World Parkinson's Day. So we believed World Parkinson's Day 2017 was the perfect occasion to use social media to raise unprecedented awareness of Parkinson's around the world, and to see if we could unite an already active global Parkinson's community. In 2017, our call to action was very simple. We asked everybody in the global Parkinson's community to share a simple social media hashtag, #UniteForParkinsons. Why a hashtag? Well, as I said earlier, we live in an era where technological advances enable us all to connect to each other in real time wherever we are in the world, to exchange ideas and deliver powerful messages. Sharing a hashtag together with a meaningful message or photo or video was a small but powerful action that everyone, everywhere could do. With this simple call to action, we wanted to prove that there was an appetite to work together around a common cause. When 9,000 people from 89 countries used the Unite for Parkinsons hashtag on World Day 2017, we knew we had created something significant, which had the potential to turn into something bigger. We built on this start in 2018, working with several other global Parkinson's organisations, including the Michael J. Fox Foundation, the World Parkinson Coalition, Parkinson's Australia, the PDMDS in India, the Parkinson Alliance, the Africa Parkinson's Disease Foundation, and many more. For this second campaign, we targeted the general public, and using the Unite for Parkinsons hashtag, wanted to show the world what Parkinson's truly is. We created an official Unite for Parkinsons promotional film using emotive video footage from our supporters all over the world. This film was seen about 20,000 times on the day, and in case you missed it, here's a brief glimpse.
Hello.
Hello.
Hola.
Hi. Hello.
Buenos días. Hello, everyone.
Not all disability is visible.
I have Parkinson's.
I have Parkinson's. I have Parkinson's.
It's really hard to explain to somebody, I think, who hasn't got Parkinson's.
It's not talked about often.
You may see it, but not even realise what it is.
What have you noticed about Mummy having Parkinson's?
Oh, her hand kind of shakes. She drags her leg.
Feels like somebody's tied a dumbbell to my leg.
I'm shuffling, pushing, oh man.
Her brain's telling that limb to move,
You normally get stuck in door frames like this.
but that limb's got a blockage and it's non-responsive.
Parkinson's.
Your leg's pulling apart again.
I have balance problems.
Sometimes I fall.
And I have become forgetful.
I get confused.
Apathy, depression, anxiety.
Necesitaba being
I'm just so tired.
Can't sleep. That's what I have to carry around with me.
You never know, is your medication going to work?
Start taking my meds, don't know why they're not working.
And with the tablets then come side effects.
Today, not bad at all.
I've been fluoridated, completely paralysed.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
It's almost 5 a.m.
I wake up, a little ache.
You can watch it in full and share it via our campaign website UniteForParkinsons.org. Make sure you keep your eyes peeled for Unite for Parkinson's campaigns in the future. And don't forget to use the hashtag in your own Parkinson's activities too. The campaign was designed to be used by anyone who wanted to raise awareness of Parkinson's. In 2019, we wanted Unite for Parkinsons to partner with the Insight Forum, as we think this global event perfectly fits with our campaign's spirit, uniting the global Parkinson's community beyond boundaries to raise awareness of this very complex condition. So to finish off, we wanted to let you know about the EPDA's current priorities. At the end of last year, the EPDA board built on our existing strategy, agreeing with our members an ambitious 6-year plan to improve the value the EPDA brings both to our members and people living with Parkinson's and their families across Europe. Each year we will review our strategy to ensure it remains fit for purpose. But for the next couple of years, we have 4 priority areas that are guided by the overarching principle of facilitating the free flow of good Parkinson's-related practices across and between European and global countries. Our 4 priority areas are to help people with Parkinson's and their families get access to the right information at the right time throughout their Parkinson's journey, to ensure European healthcare professionals get access to quality Parkinson's educational resources, to raise awareness among European and national decision makers of the complexity of Parkinson's and the impact it has on people's quality of life, and finally to raise awareness among the Parkinson's community of the research opportunities that are available to them, particularly clinical trials. As we've made clear throughout this presentation, we cannot achieve these lofty goals on our own. We must work with other key Parkinson's stakeholders, and they must also be open to working more broadly with others too. So that is our message to all of you. Our vision of the Parkinson's community is a united one, where we successfully form a whole that is bigger than the sum of our parts. There is much to do and not much time to do it. We all know the stats. There's between 6 and 10 million people with Parkinson's in the world today, and this figure is likely to double in about 20 years. Parkinson's is the fastest growing neurological disorder, and its rise has been called by researchers as a pandemic. In fact, let me finish by quoting Baz Bloom and Ray Dorsey's final paragraph of their Parkinson's Pandemic 2017 paper. They wrote, "For too long the Parkinson's community has been too quiet. The Parkinson's community should make their voices heard. The current and future burden of this debilitating disease depends on their action." We totally agree, but let's not act in isolation. Let's act together. It's the only way we will achieve what we all want, for all people living with Parkinson's today to be able to live a full life and for us to find that all-important cure.